DaFAQ!
Part 4. Fitness and Shamisen. The importance of variety. While it might not be fully scientifically accurate, there are similarities between strength training and shamisen. For example, let's say you only do bicep curls when you work out. Sure, you're going to have this big massive dinner roll on your arm and can lift up a 5-gallon bucket of ice cream. Yes, I am hungry. However, if you use any other muscle, there's great struggle because those other muscles have never been worked. Similarly, I've noticed there's many shamisen players who've only played one style to a great level of proficiency, but they are unable to play anything outside of it. Sometimes you'll find a Tsugaru shamisen album with mostly standard Tsugaru pieces, and then there'll be 1 or 2 fusion songs with the album artist playing along with electronic backing or a world ensemble. And often it just sounds like they're playing their standard jonkara patterns on top of the ensemble, which sounds very disconnected. Doesn't sound like they're one group. Whether it's on albums or seeing players in person, I've noticed the same thing. They rarely have played outside of the standard Tsugaru style, and when faced with a different genre or ensemble, they don't have the ability or awareness to match the surrounding feeling. Because just like with working only one muscle, they've only experienced one aesthetic paradigm. This happened to me too. My start was in bluegrass from age 7, and my family, we'd all play together most evenings. After studying shamisen for a few years, I think around age 17, we just thought, let's try bringing shamisen into our ensemble. And you'd think that the prior bluegrass experience would mean I could just easily bring shamisen in. Surprisingly not. Once I started Tsugaru style specifically, I was drilling hard into the jonkara pattern, only that. And so when faced with another genre, I just could not break from it. It was very, very surprising, and I just sounded like the jonkara pattern on top of the bluegrass song. Disconnected, didn't feel like a solid band. Now, I think it's great to stick to patterns in the beginning. Patterns are an important part of building muscle memory because when less mental focus is needed for fingering, you heard, more of that focus can go into things like vibrato, bachi technique, etc. At a certain point though, being able to play comfortably outside of patterns is an important part of building real fluency on shamisen, which you can then become more aware of the deeper emotional elements of music, which in turn makes even the basics sound more richer and alive. On that note, I think exploring beyond the Tsugaru style has actually helped develop my Tsugaru skills even more, rather than if I was to dedicate myself only to that one style and nothing else. Exploring beyond has developed a deeper awareness for tone, and I believe has given my techniques more nuance. The trick to that, backing tracks. Sometime in the mid-2010s, I just went on YouTube and started pulling up backing tracks used to practice, sick guitar shreds on with a range of genres. Until then, unless I wanted to play bluegrass, I had no opportunity to play shamisen with other genres or other instrumental mixes. And so I not only had difficulty playing outside of the Tsugaru pattern, but also improvising as well. I tried playing some freeform phrases and very soon would just revert back to my comfort zone, the jonkara pattern. So, by using a backing track, I was forced to play in the scale and mood of the track. It provided me the playground to venture outside of the pattern, and little by little, start to build comfort with different scales and moods. I missed a lot of notes, but eventually, my muscle memory expanded beyond the standard Tsugaru pattern to the point where I instinctively knew where to press for whatever genre or feeling I was playing along with. the years, as I became comfortable improvising on backing tracks, I found that tsugaru pieces and minyo not only became easier to pick up, but I had also developed a deeper awareness for tonal complexity. After all, players like Agatsuma, Asano Sho, and Reigen Fuji, they all have multi-genre experience, and their fundamental tsugaru tone is far richer than most tsugaru shamisen players, and I think that's no coincidence. But it might be.